Hello everyone, my name is This Comic Maker, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Gaomon PD1161 pen display tablet. Is it good? Is it affordable? All those questions and more will be answered. Let's get drawing. Recently, the lovely people over at Gaomon reached out to me and asked if I would review their Gaomon PD1161 pen display tablet. I get a lot of questions from you guys asking about what tablets would be good to get, and honestly, I haven't tried very many in my lifetime. So tablets can be super expensive, and typically once you get one, you stick with it for a long time. So when Gaomon asked me to review one of their tablets, I thought it would be a great opportunity to open myself up to other types of tablets. That way, I can give better answers to those questions for you guys. Now, first off, I want to say that Gaomon did send me this tablet, but it is not a sponsored video, so I will be giving my full and honest opinions on this tablet. Keep in mind, though, that a majority of my life I have been a traditional artist and have only really used a Vake tablet and my iPad to create digital art, so I am by no means a digital pro, but this is just the opinions of a tablet from a basic girl who does basic art. But all the basic information for this tablet will be in the description if you need it. To start off, inside the box, you get all the things you need to set yourself up. Once you peel off the protective plastic, the tablet has a screen protector that gives the tablet more of a paper feel that felt really nice while sketching. Inside the box, we get an instructional manual that gives you all the information that you need to set up the tablet, the plugs needed to connect it to your computer, some fancy hand pans so when you're drawing, your hand doesn't get gross sweat on your screen and you have a smoother drawing experience, an adapter plug that is set to your country that you snap into the power, and a little pen stand that also holds more nibs for your tablet, as well as a little hole in the bottom that helps you pull off the nib in case you need to replace it. And lastly, of course, your drawing pen, which is really lightweight and doesn't require charging, which is awesome. Setting up this tablet was super easy and very user-friendly for people working with a tablet for the first time, or for people like me who are dum-dums and need things simplified. I just plugged the cables into the tablet, connected them to a power source as well as my computer, and we were rolling. And the setup was really nice. I mean, look at this tiny little baby monitor. Who's a cute little screen? You are. The screen I typically work with is a lot larger, so initially I worried that this screen at 11.6 inches might be way too small to work with, but if you're upgrading and moving from working on a laptop or using one of those plug-in tablets to this, it's a pretty good upgrade. Or if you're used to working on one of the smaller iPads, it'll feel pretty similar. Although I will say that the screen protector on it does make the colors look different than they do on my desktop monitor, so that is something to be wary of, especially when it comes to coloring your work. But I loved how quickly I was able to set it up and really enjoyed how lightweight it was. It fit into my workspace very nicely, and installing the drivers needed was also very simple. All I did was go to the Gaomon website provided in my little instruction booklet, selected the tablet that I had in the options, and downloaded the driver that fit with my computer. Once it was all up and running, I set up some of my hotkeys. I always need a Control-Z because your girl is constantly tripping over herself and making mistakes, so that was the first button that I set up. The only thing I will say for setup though is it does not have the little pressure sensitivity curves, so you kind of have to make adjustments and then check them out and then adjust them afterwards again if you might need that. The display tablet that I normally work with has a stand built in, so having this lay flat on my desk wasn't that comfortable of a drawing position for me. I have seen people hold theirs while they draw, but that's just not something that I would do. But luckily, I have a stand that I already use for my iPad that has a non-slip backing, so I use that, which you'll see a bit later on. I heard from other people that calibrating for this tablet is better out of the box, but I already went ahead and calibrated it before I saw it, so you might need to reset that if you did. If you're like me, you aren't sure about setting up anything that has to do with pressure sensitivity or anything like that, but luckily when I started scribbling in Clip Studio Paint, the sensitivity seemed to be just fine. But if you go to adjust your sensitivity settings, just keep in mind that it doesn't have one of those typical graphs that can gauge the sensitivity on it, so you might need to adjust it a little bit, test it out, and then go back and forth a couple times. But this part really wasn't a problem for me. I didn't have to adjust it at all. So I tested this tablet out by drawing an original character of one of my wonderful patrons. Sketching felt pretty good good and very smooth. There was a little bit of an issue with the calibration when it came to clicking on things, and there also was a little bit of latency when dragging the lines, but it did not hinder the drawing performance at all. Just sometimes when I tried to click on things in the corners, I would notice that the cursor would be off a little bit. I tried recalibrating it, but this didn't seem to really fix the issue. It felt very minor though, and like I said, when I was drawing in the middle of it, I didn't really have any issues. I also really enjoyed how many hotkeys there were for a tablet this size, and I also liked that there were even keys on the pen itself. It came with a preset to change between the eraser and the pen, and also a color picker when you held down the middle of the button. For me, when it comes to things like this, I can usually work around or deal with little minor inconveniences as long as I'm able to get the final result that I want. So the little minor things in this tablet didn't bother me at all. I think because I'm used to working a little larger, having a smaller screen felt a bit weird to me, but I don't blame the tablet for this at all, obviously. I just felt like Clip Studio was so much more cramped on a smaller screen, and I had to adjust the windows in the program so that I could see the canvas a little larger. But overall, I liked this tablet. Fantastic drawing abilities, easy setup, just a little bit tiny, and then it also doesn't have a stand in the back. Digital art professionals would probably look for something higher than this, but for young artists or for people wanting to get used to digital art, this is a great upgrade or a starting point. Drawing on it felt pretty natural, though the colors aren't exact and sometimes it felt a little cramped. If I had started on this tablet instead of the one I use currently, I think I would have been just as satisfied until I could find an upgrade later on down the line. As of recording this video, Gaomon actually changed the price of their tablet, so the PD1161 used to be $239.99, but has since been brought down to $203.99. But there's an even better deal going on. From the 7th until the 13th of September, you can get an extra 15% off of the Gaomon PD1161, bringing the tablet down to $173.39, which I believe is worth the price for what you get with this tablet. It was easy to use and set up, and higher quality professional grade tablets are going to charge hundreds more. So I think the Gaomon PD1161 does the job, especially if you're just dipping your toes into digital art for the first time. But anyway, they do have bundles if you scroll down a little bit further onto the Amazon page for this particular tablet, where for a little bit more you can get the tablet with a display stand or extra nibs in case you need them. Speaking of that, removing and replacing nibs was kind of cool. The little stand that they have for the pen, you just have this little hole in the bottom and you put the pen in there and tilt it sideways and you can pull that sucker right out. I don't know why, but that was very entertaining for me. But I wanted to thank Gaomon once again for sending me this tablet. Doing things like this makes it so that I can recommend other things to you guys, or just have more knowledge on different art supplies, so that way when people ask me, I can give them a good answer. But that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this little extra video, and like I said, I hope that I can do more reviews for tablets like this in the future, so the next time when someone asks me about drawing tablets, I can recommend them and give them a decent answer. Thank you as always to my amazing patrons and to people like you who like, comment on, and share my videos. I appreciate you all stopping by, and I hope that we can draw together again soon. Bye guys. You wanna draw on a tablet? You get the itty bitty tablet. You make the art on this tablet. And then you sing about the tablet. And then you wonder why you're singing, 'cause nobody's listening. It's the end of the video.